The IRGC just went on TV and said, if a new war breaks out, our weapons will be entirely different, more destructive, more precise, more deadly. This is Brigadier General Hossein Mohibi, IRGC spokesman. Today, we break down Iran's weapons of doom threat, Washington's response, and why this warning is actually a sign of panic in Tehran. Let me put out what exactly General Hossein Mohibi said. If a new war breaks out, our weapons will be entirely different from the past. This difference can be seen in the generation of the warheads, the precision of impact, the range of the missiles, or in other areas. He did not stop there, viewers. He said, we are progressing every day in this field and every possibility in this regard is conceivable. Translation, we haven't stopped building, we haven't stopped testing, even during the ceasefire.
Malak Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash, and double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel, blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity and in honesty. With that being said, Shalom Israel Barakatah. Today's lesson, the new weapons. And when it comes to the Iranians, they have promised new weapons that the world has never seen before, and that their weapons will be entirely different. And when it comes to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, He has created the smith for this particular purpose. He has created the smith in order to bring forth these weapons of mass destruction. With that being said, let's go over to the scripture of Isaiah 54:16, which says the following. Here we have Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. The Lord, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai created the smith. A smith in the Middle Ages was also known as a blacksmith. Right, a blacksmith who worked on metals by the process of heating, hammering, and forging via a furnace that consisted of a special hearth that bloweth the coals in the fire. This refers to the breath blown by the bellows in order to heat up the furnace even hotter for molding and shaping. Ancient smiths designed and brought forth those weapons of war in its early development that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. That instrument is the gift of the missile in these times, given unto Esau, Edom, for the coming war of Armageddon. Hebrew word Armageddon. But when it comes to those ancient weapons, that ancient smith designed primitive weapons and armor in ancient times, but the modern day smith, on the other hand, brings forth those instruments of propulsion and of mass destruction that have the capacity to waste and destroy and travel to other continents. The modern day smith now creates hypersonic missiles of mass destruction that are equipped with sophisticated guidance systems. That's the difference between the ancient smith and the modern day smith. The ancient smith created primitive weapons, while the modern day smith creates weapons of mass destruction that have the capacity to waste and destroy and travel to other continents. The modern day smith now creates hypersonic missiles of mass destruction that are equipped with sophisticated guidance systems. That's the difference between the ancient smith and the modern day smith. That have the capacity to now waste and destroy on the nation. But now Iran has promised new weapons that the world has never seen before. They have said that their weapons will be entirely different. The scriptures have said, and it has been prophesied of the Carmanians, aka the Iranians, that with great power shall they come. That being said, let's go over to 2 Esdras 15 and 30. 2 Esdras 15:30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Now when it comes to that modern day Assyrian, that is Edom. It's talking about Edom. And that land of the Assyrians speaks of America. The Carmanians, upon the scripture, speaks of the Iranian wild boars of Iran. And wild boars, they are strong and aggressive. And that's the mentality of these Iranians in the day of war. The Iranians of today are the Persians. And it is prophesied that they shall come with great power. And they are certainly displaying that great military power in its first stages. They thought that Iran will be like another Venezuela. Think again. They were wrong. They underestimated Iran. Now a quick lesson upon the Iranians of today. It all began in 1933. When the Persians asked governments around the world to make slight adjustments to the way in which they refer to their country and ruler. So in 1934, they informed foreigners that from March 21st, 1935, Persia shall be officially called Iran. You see? And when it comes to DT's war with Iran, it has turned Iran into a major world power now. Iran has been underestimated, and now they are a major world power. And due to that fact, they now possess an enormous arsenal, right? Because they also were preparing for over 20 plus years. So no longer can the little guy be bullied. They have been preparing all this time for this coming war that you are seeing now. Now, the Iranians do not have a big ground force, but they do have Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria. But even so, the scriptures have said that with great power shall they come. In that day they shall have the mentality of wild boars. Also remember that Russia is providing an unprecedented level of military aid and technical support to Iran, as well as China. So any attack on Iran will definitely draw out the Russians. As soon as they implement that CHIP of Revelation 13:16-18 around the world, that third world war then cometh quickly. It follows quickly right after. A different type of war is coming that's different from those ancient wars fought. Right? Those ancient wars were fought mano a mano. But the scriptures have said that this one shall be with the fuel and burning of fire. That being said, let's go over to Isaiah 9:5. And here we have that scripture of Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You see, a different type of war being fought. Because the battles of ancient warriors came with much confused noise and were fought mano a mano. One faction against another faction. The confused noise of battle cries, along with the banging of weapons against shields, that was heard in those ancient times. Also the rattling noise of battle formations, the clanging of swords and of shields shattering, that was also heard in those ancient times. Much confused noise, the piercing of armor was heard, along with the screams of the injured and of the dying. That was also heard in those times. But in this modern time period, that war to come, the confused noise that many shall hear will be with much burning and fuel of fire. Right. It will be a different war based upon those arrows of propulsion and of guidance systems and of mass destruction. That destructive noise of the missiles upon the nation shall be heard as they strike all the strategic targets. So it doesn't matter if you're the strongest person in your unit. That will not make a difference. This war that shall be fought will be with the burning and fuel of fire. A different type of war is coming. So much death shall come due to that burning and fuel of fire, which speaks of the missiles. These wars that you are seeing now are being fought by drones and with solid fuel missiles. No longer are these wars being fought mano a mano. It's now a different type of war. That destructive Third World War that shall take place will be fought at the push of a button. And once those arrows of mass destruction are shot forth out of their respective silos, they shall kill millions upon detonation. So yes, that destructive war that shall come will be with much burning and fuel of fire. And it shall come quickly after they implement the CHIP of Revelation 13:16 through 18. Now, when it comes to Iran, its mountainous geography and vast territory and decentralized defense strategy make a large-scale invasion extremely complex. And when it comes to Iran, it is one of the hardest countries to invade. It's not called Fortress Iran for no apparent reason. That's why it has been nicknamed Fortress Iran. It's a fortress to get in there. And Iran has the upper hand right now. But when the Lord returns, all these nations shall be under him. But when it comes to this current Iranian war, they are now showing their great military power in its beginning stages. And they shall unveil their new weapons. But this war to come, it shall be with the burning and fuel of fire. A different type of war shall be fought at the push of a button. With that being said, Kaulah Malak Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kudash, and double honors to the elders of Jemas Ruel. Blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity and in honesty. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah, Shalom.